the sails, the tide is high. Blue seas meet the open sky. Pack your bags, come sing along. Every journey starts with a song.
That's right.
Hey ho, away we go where the warm sea breezes blow. Near or far, we'll find the way. It's Travel Tuesday. Set sail today. Set sail today. Every port's a story told. Every sunset shines like gold. Friends will meet along the way, making memories every day. Hey ho, away we go where the warm sea breezes blow. Dreams are waiting just for you. Let's explore the whole world through. Set sail today. From mountain trails to ocean blue, there's always something new to do. Raise your glass and sing once more. Adventures waiting on every shore. Hey ho, away we go with the wind and the waves will flow, making the impossible possible to Travel Tuesday.
Ah, ah, ah.
Wow.
What happened?
You can keep listening if you want.
Huh?
You can keep listening if you want.
I was wondering what happened. It was so good.
Is calling you. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I was in the mood, man.
Oh,
Nice. Thanks, Mary.
oh. It is Travel Tuesday.
It is Travel Tuesday. Woo! Woo, 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 woo. Summer travel, family time, mental health, just reset. Hey, it is nothing like being reset. I'm here in Colorado from Charleston visiting my son and his wife and my 2 grandchildren. And oh man, it is such a blast. And just meeting my grandson for the first time. He's 2 months old. But meeting him for the first time, and we're just able to spend some really good quality time. And we'll be here until Saturday. And got in last Sunday, and we'll be here. Time just flies. That's why in life you have to do what you got to do. And but Mary, my son had 3 months off of maternity leave, or whatever they call it. Can you imagine?
Paternity leave.
Service.
Pa.
3 months off.
I thought he was in the service.
Yeah, he's in the Air Force. They gave him 3 months off.
Man, Andy had a week off and he was chomping at the bit to go back.
No, but the military.
Yeah.
This is the military.
That's because of that new state Family Leave Act for families. And it's honestly a godsend for parents, especially mothers, if they've had C-sections, which I did, or you've got older kids at home too, because you can't lift anything.
Well, it was really good because even for fathers, to help the mothers. And yesterday was his first day back at work. And, the Spirit of God brings a whole different atmosphere. So when he goes back to work, the boss is kind of, hey. The boss is kind of grumpy and doesn't say anything like, hey, congratulations. Can you imagine that? Doesn't say anything. But I told him, I said, that's how offices are, without, a person like Ron in it. You know what I mean? Or like Rick or Mary. We bring a different, we change atmospheres. Because we're happy. And when we come into a situation, a room, a job, whatever it may be, the situation changes, not us. Why is that, Ron?
It's who's in my heart. First thing is that's who I serve, and because of that, and my pride and love and joy that I get filled with, because of who I serve and who I am, who I belong to, and so my life is led and directed by the Holy Spirit, and it's all about lifting others up. You know, I had a great experience this morning. I was going through my history and my text messages. I just found out that last year, my older cousin, who I wasn't real close with growing up, but I know him real well, and he's been running travel bus tours using Diamond Tours. I found out for years.
Really?
Yeah. So he had the surgery, so he's been kind of laid up for a year. And he was calling today and wrote in and sharing his joy. And so
Wow.
I sent him a message back today and encouraged him and thanked him and was glad that he shared that. We didn't know it. And we just found out it doesn't live awfully far away from us. And you know, it's funny, his life has changed. He got exposed to a group of people that believe in serving. And he was a manager of an accounting manager of a large um, nursing home, Brothers of Mercy in Buffalo. He did that for many years. And quite honestly, we had people we know who worked for him, and he was not nice. And then he met up with people who loved the Lord, and it changed the direction. One day he called me up and said, "Hi, Ronnie." I just didn't like it. He called me Ronnie, and he called me up all happy, and he says, and I said, "Well, when did you meet so and so?" He said, "How did you know?" See, in the Bible it says they will know us from our demeanor, from who we are, how we live, what we do. And so that was an exciting time to find it out. And he changed dramatically. Of course,
Wow.
now he's had a health issue. He's older than I am. And, but I just sent him a message and I've offered him to find a way to be able, and I mentioned that we've got a couple tours planned with Diamond. That if he had anybody in his realm that he wanted to recommend, we talked about
Nice.
take advantage of it. So, well, what I'm most excited about, this is a supplier that they have hundreds of bus tours, coach tours around the country, and they make them available to us or anybody, and they promote them in their realm. And what's happened, we've had 6 people call us
That's amazing.
to register to go on these cruise trips. So
What?
we need to get 30 people on each of the different tours. One's to the Ark in Kentucky,
Wow.
and the others to the Sight and Sound Theater and Lancaster, and a side trip to Philadelphia. And so we've got those registered lined up. They've sent us posters and flyers. I'll
Wow.
bring with, in this case, it says Res Life sponsored. That's Resurrection Life, our church that owns
Oh,
the
that's
travel
awesome.
agency.
Are you
It
guys
was,
going?
pardon?
Are you and Linda going?
Um, haven't to ruled it out. It's October, December, end of November and December. It's a possibility we can fit it in. We're watching. You know, we got the cruise coming up in May.
Ah,
And
let them go. Let them go. That's
I
the
was trying
beauty.
to convince Ron to go to the Ark because I have a contract with them,
This
and
is,
so me and
you
the
know,
kids are gonna go down there next year.
this is, this is our business, and so we really can go anytime. And
yeah,
because you're going to be pretty much managing it anyway if there's anything that they need to have done. So, but I think so they don't just depend on you for every little thing that happens during the trip. Let them go and have fun and be self-sufficient and earn a commission.
well, in
And you
this
guys,
case,
that's what we do because that's how we manage our time.
What's
for
really
me.
cool, Rick, about this, when the church when they have 30 people on the bus, that's considered they release it to go, and every person over 30, we get a free person to go. So
Oh wow.
yeah, there's ways besides the commissions, but the commissions that come from this trip will go to pay our mission budget at church.
Oh, nice, nice. Well, play it by feel like you're doing, and just see. I mean,
Yeah,
and be prepared either way. I mean, if you've got 35 people, you can swing by and see Mary and the whole tour bus. Mary, oh yeah, what is
Wrong
it?
part of the country, Rick.
Medford. Yeah, swing by Medford,
Medford, Minnesota.
Medford, Minnesota. See, I'm familiar with Medford, Massachusetts. That's why I
Bigger
can.
town.
That's why I can say Medford. Well, yeah, that is true. Way bigger. Yeah, yeah, that's true. What are you a town of? How many?
1,200 if everybody's home.
What is it? 130?
Ha ha ha. 1,200 if everybody's home. Is my
Oh,
headset not
1,200.
working?
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So we're going to be going on a
Uh-huh.
cruise next year, and on the Mardi Gras, and in May, and we're going to have a really great time. Linda set that whole thing up, and I've got a person that came in the Surge, Rosalind Barrow, and she's been in Surge 365, the travel business, for maybe a year or so. And so she's going to be going to Puerto Rico, Ron. She called me yesterday and said, "I know it may be kind of late, but I'm signing up for Puerto Rico for the convention, for the International Surge International Convention in San Juan, Puerto Rico." And I said, "Oh, really?" She says, "Yeah, yeah. Where should I stay?" Says, "Well, you've got the Sheraton right there. You got this other hotel, I forget the name of it, right there." And he says, "Oh, okay. I'm gonna just register for it." And so she registered. I was like, "Okay." Out of nowhere, she says, "I'll be there." And then she called me and said her sister booked a cruise with a friend of hers, leaving out of Barbados, I think Bermuda, on a 7-day cruise of the Caribbean. And she says she got an email, and the email had the wrong address on it, home address, and had the wrong ship from Surge. And I said, "Really? They don't make those kind of mistakes."
never had it happen.
Well, you know what? Difficult people have difficult times, and I think they actually create, difficult times. Difficult people create difficult times. Anyhow, so she says, "Yeah, Rick, she's not happy." And I think she used my Vortex, but then again, I had given her my information for my members program. And so I said, "Really?" Okay. She says, "Yeah, the ship's not listed, the wrong ship's listed, and it's the wrong home address." And then she tried to get a hold of him, couldn't get a hold of him. I mean, all this stuff. Ron, we never experience it, right? And so I said, "Okay, okay." I said, "Don't worry about it, Rosalind. I'll take care of it." And so she forwards me the email, and it had the wrong address on there. It had the wrong ship on there. But that has to be what she gave them. I mean, because they don't make mistakes like that. So anyhow, it had a live chat link. And first of all, I called them, but I said, "Oh wow, this has a live chat link right here in the email." So I clicked the chat link, and it goes through the verification. So I put Rosalind's email in there, and basically verifying her membership. And I start talking to a live person as well, and told them that this is a cruise, this is the date, and they didn't know it was me. They thought it was her, but and I have the wrong address that came back in the email. And so they said, well, what's the right address? And so she had given me her address. So I gave them their address. They said, okay, we made that correction. And then I said, well, it had the wrong ship. Okay, let me look it up here. Okay, oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay, we made that correction. And then she had said that her sister said about the cancellation policy that they're going to keep all your money except for like $150. And then I said, can you email all these corrections? And this is what I was told for the cancellation. That's not true. I said, well, can you email the information, your cancellation policy, the updated itinerary, and where it's going, and the address correction. Can you email that back to me? Oh yeah, sure. We're going to do that anyway. And so they email her that. So that night she calls her sister. Hey, this is awesome. Oh, no, 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 no. I'm like, oh my gosh. You know, people make things difficult. But thank goodness there's people like ourselves who make things happen. You can either make things difficult or you can make things happen. And we make things happen. And so Rosalind calls me up. She says, Rick, thank you. I'm like, man, thank you for calling, because if she hadn't, if I hadn't gotten involved, she would have just said, "Oh, this thing doesn't work." Oh,
Yeah.
And so thank you for calling. But I don't know, Ron. Some difficult people just make difficult situations.
What I love about Surge 365, Vortex 365, Travmanity, the people, the Go Team Go Get, the association, the affiliation, and the closeness that we operate in total integrity. There is no room for that angst. It's not in our world.
That's you hit the nail on the head.
Life is too short. I appreciate every day and I look for ways to avoid angst. Oh, I get upset. I get stupid upset sometimes. Part of that has to do with I had a stroke. That's no excuse, but it does affect me. And I have to be careful. I have to be cognizant about how I treat people, what I say, whether even then with my wife, I have to be more aware and more sensitive. And in doing that, life's better.
That's right.
I'm happier.
You're right. You're right. It makes a difference. It makes a difference, and you surround yourself with those kinds of folks that you enjoy being around, that aren't having problem after problem after problem, and they see their life and world through all of these problems. And so my son, I told him, I said, hey, pray before you go into work today, on your way in, and watch how everything changes and observe. And I can guarantee you, because he's like us. He brings positive spirit, positive attitude. I can guarantee you, every single person in that office is going to be so happy you're back because of the light that you bring. And where you are, depression isn't. And I know that boss, he's going to be glad that you're back, because he, like an ogre, was keeping the people held hostage, you know, and now he's free. The people are free, and that's what we bring. That's the gift that we bring. And like you, that's why I love the people that we associate with, that are in Surge, because we don't have all of these issues.
I'm looking forward to our getting together, those who choose to come on the cruise with us, getting together for dinner, one of the meals. We got 5 nights. Maybe it'll be breakfast or lunch, or we're probably going to have a special uh, get together during the cruise. During cruise day, we'll all gather together and we'll have some theme that we'll talk about and share. And we'll just make it a memorable occasion. And so there's so many. Linda made a list of all the activities and restaurants and food on the ship. It's a couple pages long, bottom to top. It's incredible,
Wow.
Rick. This ship is so big it has entertainment going just about 24/7 every day.
Wow.
And so we're going to some great spots, Nassau, Amber Cove. Um, it's just going to be magnificent. By the way, if you want to do zip lining or roller coaster, this ship has got it.
Whoa.
I'm
That's
not doing the
awesome.
roller coaster.
No. I would do roller coaster before zip line. I'm not, I'm pretty adventurous. I don't like standing in line. If there was an open line, I would do the zip line. We were in Cancun. I did. They had seven seven mountain zip line,
Wow.
and it was during COVID. I mean, it was after COVID, just after COVID, so there weren't a lot of people. And if there had been a lot of people, I would have had a chance to take a breath between each one of them. But because there weren't a lot of people,
They just kept you moving.
we left one, went to another, climbed up, and I mean, it was a ways up each time. And Brenda was like on the third one, like, I'm done. Because you had to go, woo, 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 woo. I left out, wee, woo, woo, wee, boom, woo, wee. And I did Superman. I did in a hammock. I did all kinds of ways, that they let you go through. Of course, they got the little safety strap on you too. And I did backwards. And, oh yeah, just flip. All kinds of different ways. And
Well,
orientation was like, oh, you. But lots of fun. But because there were no people there, it was one after another. So I don't mind ziplining. And all you saw was the canopy of the tropical forest down below you. And I was like, man, this is pretty awesome. Thank goodness it's secure. I know. Can't. What's the name? Glenn and Chantel won a contest and went to Costa Rica and where Juliet lives because they won this contest. She invited them out, and Juliet is always figuring out, things to do to overcome your fears.
that's why she climbed Mount Everest.
That's why she's climbing Mount Everest, and so they had a zip line thing that they did in Costa Rica, and but the person before Glenn and Chantel went, the zip line lost its brakes.
E- yeah.
And so the surge person, I forget her name, they had to actually literally stop her by grabbing her because they couldn't the zip line the brakes. And so of course Glenn and Chantel were next. They were like,
But
"Do we want to go?" And of course they went, and it was fine. And but they were in Brazil, Rio de Janeiro. Many of the leaders that had won this trip, and they went where they have the big parachute, the big kites, and they did the kites off of this mountain. Where it's like the valleys below. They got the kite, and of course the guide who's knows how to fly the kite, and they just kind of strap in under him, and he's guiding the kite. Now, would you have done that, Ron? Mary?
I might have tried that.
I'll do a zip line any day. You will not get me anywhere near above water.
It wasn't above water. It was just air, space,
And the ground.
and the ground. Would you?
Maybe.
You know, when we were down in Punta Cana at one of the resorts that we were at, I think it was Grand Palladium, Rick, and we were on the beach. They had wheeled me down on a big wheeled three wheeler because I can't walk in sand. And we were down there and we had a canopy covered chaise lounge. We were having Linda ordered a drink, then another one. Anyways, we were just enjoying in the kite flyers. They were being towed by a
Yeah,
speedboat,
yeah,
and
yeah.
they went by us and back and forth and back. It was magnificent to watch them do that. I'm glad it was them. I just sat there and relaxed and sipped my drink. Um, I think I had ginger ale at that time. But
I
it
did
was
that. Brenda and I did a two-seater.
cool.
Now, technology has changed, so it's better than it was before. Because when I was saying I would never do it, I remember them taking off from the water, and the boat picking up speed and getting lifted up. But and I don't know when it changed or if that's how they ever did it. But we were on the back, sitting in the back of the boat, where it took off instead of dragging in the water and yeah. But we just sat in a two-seater on the back of the boat, got the parachute ready, and got up to speed, and we just gently lifted up. And we're of course looking out, total silence. We're just looking around and parasailing. I would do. We did that in the Cayman Islands, and I would do that again. And we had the kids there with us, and so my son, he must have been maybe 10, and he had his forget, I don't know if they were Michael Jordan sneakers or something, and his whole thing is, but I don't want to get them wet, and so he took off from the back of the boat, and he had told that, so the driver was listening, everybody was listening. I don't want to get my sneakers wet as long as I don't get my sneakers wet. And so he took off, and he's parasailing, and he's way up there. And then it was time to come in. They got the little thing that brings them in. And so the driver of the boat said, "Hey, watch this. I'm going to slow down a little bit." So he goes down like he's going in the water and say, "My sneakers!" And so the parasail comes down, and it's not skimming the water, but it's just above, maybe 15 feet above the water. And he's looking like, "Oh my God!" He starts kicking his feet, and then he speeds up and goes back up, and then he brings him in, and got your heart going there, huh? But there's so many different activities and excursions that you can do. There's so many different things to see, and that's why travel, man. I tell you, travel is just so much fun. I wanted to show today, Ron, your site, your Travmanity site, and just so that people can see when you're in Search 365. And I mean, what I'll do is I'll share my screen, Mary.
Okay.
When you're in Search 365, you have Vortex for customers and who can create and sign in for their own site. But you also have another consumer booking engine where people don't have to make a they don't have to make a create an account. Can you see that?
Yes, we can. Hey, who's that good looking guy?
Who's that good looking guy right there? Okay, so you can see my screen.
Yes.
Okay, so you actually, when you come into Search 365, now think about this. This is Ron and Linda's site. Move aside Expedia. This is a consumer booking engine that they can give out to the world. The prices here are going to be basically comparable to Expedia, Booking.com, except this pays a commission when people book. Ron doesn't have to manage this. He gives out his link, travemanity.com/RCLC solutions. And they see Ron's, up here as a referring travel agent. And so I'm just going to take a look at a couple of things on this site.
Yep.
And let me bring this up here. But you've got hotels, cars, flights, vacation packages, cruises, and if you want to go on a group cruise, the company will help you set that up. And the people who are going on that cruise can come here and they can do payments to pay for that cruise. They can actually book it themselves. Very, very convenient. Excuse me, but here you got flights. And of course, everybody knows, flights round trip, one way, multi city. They can get their travel insurance here. And what I love about Travel Guard, cancel for any reason. You may be sick going to the airport. Cancel for any reason. Let's click on this for a moment here.
You might have a special kid who's having a bad day, and there is no way on God's green earth you're getting on that plane today.
And cancel for any reason. They'll give you that quote. And that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Let's go back. Ticketmasters. So Ron has his own Ticketmaster site where he gets paid a commission. So he may have somebody saying, "Hey, I love, the Rockies, or I love the Sabres." They can get those tickets right here: concerts, sports, arts, theater. And guess who gets a commission? Ron and Linda get a commission. And what I tell folks is that even if you don't want to send them to the site, you may have a landing page where you could put this link on your landing page with a button and sell Ticketmaster's tickets where they don't even have to come to your site. But sports is coming up. Football's coming up. They can get those football tickets right here, and Ron gets a commission. Passports and visas. And so they can get their passports and visas. They can renew their passports right here on the site. In fact, we just had to renew our global entry. And global entry, if you have trouble getting back into the United States for whatever reason, standing in long lines, global entry is the way to go. But you can renew your passports, and guess who gets a commission? Ron gets a commission. Passport card, visas, document service, embassy, apostille authentication. Never heard of that. Solutions, about, support. And guess who gets a commission? Ron gets a commission when they get their passports. And so I'm going to scroll down here because I got to show you this. This is pretty cool. Now, travel health advisories.
Oh, very important today.
And so wherever you're going, travel health advisories, what's going on in the world. And so you can come to this site. Remember, he's given this link out so his clients are on this site. They can find the clinic, advice, frequently asked questions, highlights, medical tourism. And let's see what that's all about. Traveling to another country for medical care. Interesting.
I actually this weekend met a travel agent. That's what they do.
Yeah.
And it started out as finding treatment they could afford for his mother. And now they've been a travel agents for years. I'm actually partnering with them, and I'm going to bring them on the show when they get to a location.
Yeah, it's big. It's huge. And so on this site, I was just intrigued by that. But then I start looking over here at the left column. And so you have all of these links you can click on. Look, everything under the sun. Advice for travelers. And so they can come to this site. And so let's say, let's say we want to, what country you want to go to? View all destinations. What country do you want to go to? Where are you going? Complete list A to Z. Ah, let's go to Aruba. And so you may be going to Aruba. And so your client can just click on here and find everything Aruba. Travel, health notes, vaccines if you need shots, how to stay safe, what's going on in Aruba, the whole 9 yards. And that's any country in the world. And they can get that information here. What vaccinations do you need? Any country in the world. That's our on site. What a service, huh?
Yeah, and right now, Rick, if somebody wants to go over to Europe, like go on a Rhine River cruise or Danube,
Mm-hmm.
uh, they'll tell you right now we get notices those because of the heat and the rivers are dried up, so the cruises aren't going. They're having to postpone, or people are being transferred to go by motor coach,
Wow.
and so we get that information in advance, so we can
Yes.
say to somebody.
Yes. I mean, you can't beat that. What I like about this site also, exactly, Ron, is that you can find out where the embassies are. When you go to apply, you can find out you may be in a foreign country and need to, find an American embassy real quick. And it gives you the location, the address, the phone number, all of that. This site is so useful. Airport delays. And this is Ron's site. Taps into the Federal Aviation Administration. And then you got help, problems with a booking or reservation. And one thing I like here also, group cruises. So you may say, I've got a cruise. Like Linda could have booked her cruise here directly through Travemanity, or as she did, going directly to Carnival. So let's say she wanted to do it through Travemanity. Hey, this is new. They now have the pictures for it instead of just the link. So let's say she wanted to book our Hope cruise next year on the Mardi Gras through Travemanity. They would have posted it here. And so she would have directed all the people who are planning to go on that cruise, and it would have been listed Hope Cruise, where they can come here. And of course, would have given the date, but they can come here, and if they want to reserve their room, they can reserve their room. They can find out where it's going, the itinerary, the full itinerary. They can save their spot just by, booking their room. Yeah, we're going. So, da, 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 they can book their room, and they can get all the information they ever want to know about that cruise. And so, it saves a lot of time because you don't have to do anything. They come here themselves. Ah, Ron, doesn't that make you feel good when you see this?
Yes.
Oh man, we've done 36 cruises. Just the sight of a ship. It's so much fun. One thing also, vacations and packages. They can do vacation packages, pleasant holidays. And so they can come here and they can either call or they can say, hey, I can do this. They can select whatever hotel. I need a flight, hotel, and car. Where would you like to travel? Where are you traveling from? Buffalo. Where are you going? Cancun. Nice to dream. when you're leaving, let's go the 9th through the, let's make it 2 weeks. Oh boy, that's good. Who will be traveling? We just want one room, two adults. That's it. We'll get a car, hotel name, whatever the hotel name is, put that in there, search for flight. It will bring up the package. Any promotions? Now, you may say, Rick, this is tough. Well, just give them a call. Give them a call. And so we've got vacation deals. Let's see that. Ooh, Hawaii, Europe. Want a vacation deal? Vacation rentals, cruises. Pleasant Holidays is really good. Brenda actually used them for a good friend of ours. And when they arrived to, I think it was Cancun, they were there and they had this beautiful leather-like pouch with all the information in it, all the papers. All inclusive. Yes, if we go, we want all inclusive. Absolutely. All inclusive luxury resorts. Ron, we know about all inclusive, huh, my friend?
Where's the party after dinner? On the beach.
At the beach.
In
At
Ron's
the
room.
party.
All inclusive brands, sandals. And so, group travel. You may have a group going somewhere. You know it. Weddings. Wow. And so, this is Ron's site. And again, he is a travel agent extraordinaire. Oops. Go back. He is a travel agent. So imagine Barry Diller paid $17 billion for Expedia and over $1 million a week to maintain it. Ron joined Surge 365 Draft Manatee for $500 and 120 monthly. 3 people come on board. The $99 is waived, so it's $20 overhead, right, monthly. And he has this site that he can give out to the world. To the world. They can book, self booking, and he gets paid. And real quick, he has another site. I'm just going to go to. Can you guys see Vortex?
Yes.
And so he has another site called the Vortex. I'm going to show you mine right quick. Now, this is a site. Oh, let me before I go there. This is a site that he can give out. The other one, they don't. Oops. It's taking me there. Mind of its own. Okay, so logged in. So this is the Vortex. This is another site that he can give away, and people can come here and they can book, and they can save up to 60% over the lowest internet price, and converts into multiple languages, international. They can pay in their currency anywhere in the world, and again, it's self-booking. So he joins Surge. He not only has a consumer booking engine where people can book, he gets paid a commission. They don't have to create an account. But he has the Vortex where they create their own free account. They have deeper savings, and he gets paid on both of them. And so imagine giving out this free link. They book. Summer's here. People are dancing in the streets. They book, and he gets a check. How cool is that? Expedia gets a check when you book with them. Billions of dollars. Except for the market share, Ron, same billions of dollars. Ron, give out your link to the world. Give it out to the world. I'm going to show you something real quick, which is pretty cool. Let's go to Cancun. not Canyon City, Colorado. That's where the Royal Gorge Bridge is.
Yeah, okay.
We're gonna go to Cancun, and okay, we'll stay a week. 16th through the 23rd, and that's a nice little vacation. So let's do the search again. The prices through the vortex up to 60% lower than prices on the lowest internet price. And so we're looking here. Moon Palace, save 195. So the public price, if I go to Expedia Priceline, I'm going to see the public price. That's a set price. But your friend has this Vortex link. And it's going to save them 6% off, $195. Now that's not bad. $195 is $195 over the public price. They're happy. Well, Ron earns 100% of whatever they save. So Ron gets a check for $195. Plus, for every dollar they spend, he's getting 1 to 3 reward credits. So he's got the reward credits, which are kind of like credit card points. He gets the reward credits and a check for 195. Let's scroll down here. Now, this Moon Palace, a check for 1,200. The great thing about it, he doesn't have to manage this. Let's go to Punta Cana. Punta Cana. Ron and I, and we're all in Punta Cana, and we go to a party on the beach, which is right next to the steakhouse that we had dinner. And we're like, I wonder where that party is. We walk out.
It's right there. Dancing in the moonlight.
And so now we're in Punta Cana. This August 16th through the 23rd. 110 hotels come up. Ron earns what's saved. Wyndham. So the public price, the Expedia price, $2,200. They saved $345. Ron just made $345. Wow. While we're here, though, I'm going to show you something real quick. So we have a membership. So we have the consumer booking engine for consumers, for customers. They can just go there. Prices are comparable, with Expedia, Priceline, those guys. We have the Vortex, where the customer can create their own personal, private booking engine, no blackout days. Log in, come again and again and again. Price is going to be up to 60% less than the lowest internet price. But then, ladies and gentlemen, he has the members program. Now, this is where he's going to book. I'm going to use a different login to go there. Now, this is where you coming into the business will book. We've got about 6 minutes. Okay, so the lowest prices, folks. Hotels, you can see this is a membership and lifestyle benefits program. Hotels, cruises, cars, flights, homes, weekly stays, 7-day stays for next to nothing, marketplace, lifestyle benefits, gift cards, restaurant savings. I mean, just so much. And but let's take a quick look and go to Punta Cana. I'm going to show you the difference in price. And I think that was the August.
You're still showing Vortex, Rick.
Oh, jeez. That's right. I got to switch it here. That's good because I need to see the date. August 16th to the 23rd. Okay, so let me come back here and figure this out and how I change what you see. Okay, I gotta stop here and share here. Let's see, where is that? Passport. Oh, here it is. Hey, there you go. Yeah. Okay, so this is exciting stuff here. So let's go to Punta Cana. So we're going to show the 16th through the 23rd. And let's do a search. Now, this is where you book. and you get the deeper savings. You saw, even for the customer looking through the vortex, they saved a ton. But look at what you save. Now, on that impressive, you're saving 911. Wow, Occidental. The public price 11,000. You save 4,000. Let's go down here to the Wyndham. So remember the Wyndham, the public price 2,200. You book it, you're paying 1,565. Oh, and then it shows you that you can compare. See, they're all in cahoots. Expedia, they're all owned by the same companies, the same groups on all these other companies out there. And you can see you can't find lower prices anymore. Used to be you could research and get lower prices, but you can't anymore. But look at this. And this is how Paradisus. Now we stayed at the Paradisus. Look at this, 3,400. You save 953, 935. Wow, 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 wow. Oh, Ron, this is just amazing. Let me come back here, and stop share. Oh, Mary, this is just
Well, you
amazing.
just took us on an adventure through the Caribbean. And the fact that we've actually spent time with you in some of those places and benefited and being able to go, you could say we've stretched our income dollars and our lifestyle dollars. That
It's
adds
true.
up. We've, people wonder how we do it. Well, having the tool of ownership, and Joel used to talk about that all the time. The difference in life is either working for it or owning it. And the pilgrims came here to own. They didn't come here to get a job.
It's true. It's true. Freedom. There is nothing like freedom. And that's why we had all these folks here for the World Cup. And they say that looking at the news from their countries, you would hate America. But once you actually come here and you taste and you see and you feel and the freedom that we have, and you can't beat it. They say you love America. You look at the news, you hate America. You come here, you love America, and uh, and all that we have. And I say that to say foreigners can appreciate, freedom, the freedom to be an entrepreneur. My nephew, my brother had passed away, and so but his son texted me the other day and said, "Uncle Rick, I started a business." I said, "Really?" And he says, "Yeah, we clean the garbage cans, the big plastic garbage cans for our neighbors." And he said, he texted me this morning. He says, "I just made $425 in 4 hours." And he showed me a picture of the clean garbage can, and I'm like, really? My brother wasn't an entrepreneur, but his son is, and he has the freedom to be an entrepreneur, the freedom to say, "I'm going to do this. I don't want to necessarily work for a boss." And I want the ability to be able to say I can use my creativity to make money, and to make as much money with no limitations. And I mean that's the path he's going down, and that's the path a person can go down with their own travel business.
And you know what's really cool, Rick? Everything you shared, and yes, you experienced so many of the things you talked about today, but it's all available to us for training for free. Now, for free, it's not free. When we buy our business, Surge 365, and we own the entity, we get these are the things that come with it, the serendipities.
It's
And
true.
so we can get educated. Right now, I'm getting approval with a new cruise line we found out about called Victory. Victory Cruise Lines. They travel Great Lakes. And next year, they're going to have a trip that goes from Montreal to to Buffalo and back
Wow.
up to Salem. Anyways, they're going to set up a port next year. They don't have one yet. However, I did find out that they have fam trips. And what a fam trip is, companies like Victory or Carnival or um, Royal Caribbean, they do fam trips. And that's where they want travel agents to learn about their business, their cruise lines. And they wine and dine you, or they give you a trip, or they reduce the cost on it that you couldn't buy it. And so I know you've gone on several of those. And so that's given you the experience to share it. And now we can too. And so we're real excited about that. And pretty soon I'll put out an announcement to the whole team about this once we were waiting for the registry to come through. I had to process so they can pay us when we do book somebody. There's a federal tax form. It's the only way they can pay us because we're independent contractors. We own our own business. So we have to fill that out and send that in. And when they have that on file, then they can pay us.
Wow. That's amazing, huh?
Well, I'm
You
going to
gotta look
send
at
that to
you gotta
everybody.
wait. Yeah, you gotta look for ways to make money. You gotta look for, especially as you get older. Who pays you when you get older? Start today. Hey, I started 2005, 2004, full time travel 2005. My wife and I haven't gone back to work. Start positioning yourself today. You never know what tomorrow will bring. Took
Do
us
you
through.
need to look for ways to make money, or you just need to pay attention to your surroundings and your environment and take control of options that present themselves in front of you?
There it is.
That's why you're going to be successful, Murray.
Yes, she is.
I already am. Retired from the military. I have all my limbs. I have two kids. I'm married, and the dog's still here.
You one or two dogs?
Two.
A cat and a squirrel and who knows how many other animals. They got a zoo over there. I know David's got a whole shark. It's Shark Week.
Have
And
you been in David's room lately?
I have, and the godsend to him is he puts the live animals back where he finds them.
You talk.
Ariana, on the other hand, brings them into the house.
You talk about. You talk about a fanatic for Shark Week. My daughter is a fanatic.
Well,
you
when
go to Outback right now, and you can just get a drink from them, and they give. I just ask for it. I get them for free, but they give you little sharks, hammerhead or a regular shark,
Oh
and
wow,
they're
my
handing
daughter
them
would be
out.
there. My daughter, she's still loving Colossus and all those and
oh,
Air
David's
Jaws.
wait, Ron. Every time Ron says regular shark, David's shaking his head. There's no such thing. Last week you weren't here, so and Ron held up a shark he got for David, and David's like, "No, it's a whale shark, Ron, a whale shark."
He knows his sharks.
He
Well,
knows
we
it.
He
sent him a
knows.
video. We sent him a kit with write ups on different kinds of sharks, and I guess there was a video there for him to look at. Um, anyways, there was a whole thing so he could learn all about sharks.
That's nice. That's nice.
Hmm.
Well, my daughter, she is fanatical. And she always has been ever since she was, they started doing Shark Week when she was like what, 10, 13, and it's like the same shows every year.
They're
And she
big and
watched.
their teeth are big and they can swallow any one of us.
I know. I like them. I like it though. I'm not fanatical about it, but if it's on and if it's something I'm interested in, of the many that I've seen repeated every year, I'll watch it. But hey,
All right,
coolness.
I gotta go. I gotta jump into a meeting.
All righty.
Okay.
See
Have a
ya.
great week, everybody. God bless you.